Thank you very much, Dorna. Oh, go on, do the theme tune.
Colin's looking at us confused. Right, come on.
Another great start for the Suzuki. They did it last time, they did it this time. Looking back for the 360 camera, back at Valentino. Whoever wins, wins. That's the end of it. There comes the KTMs. So KTMs of Pol Espargaro outside on the berm. Two Ducatis underneath him. That's going to be tough for Zarco, there's no doubt.
He's got a great start, but he's been holding everybody up because he's clearly not prepared to push on this first lap.
One in Moto 3, they won in Moto 2, and surely they can't win in MotoGP. But anything can happen, it seems to do. Alvaro Bautista up behind the 30 of Nakagami, the 19 of Bautista. Rain still coming down, but it's not very expected that. Now we know Dobby's quick, we know that Ducati's good in the wet. It's never been successful here though.
Just lacks that little bit of power, and you saw the Ducati just eat it up on the straight.
It also hooks up real, and in these conditions the balance is everything. Dobby has it at the moment out front from Rins. Rins though has plenty of standing water here. This is not ideal conditions still. We've had that red flag, we've had the rerun, it's full.
That he's not going to be just sit round prepared to, I'll just take another second place.
Still a remarkable fight from the back of the grid. Cyrene, Lorenzo, Redding, Bradl, Abraham and Torres are the remaining of the 16. Look,
you can, but he's obviously, there's been plenty of wet sessions, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, we could have said that about Martin. You're not too late because this is a straight race to the finish. We've had a red flag. Not in this race will be, and we have a 14-lap race, straight race to the end for the Valencian Grand Prix.
And those
Pol Espargaro in fourth place as well. Very, very wet. They're shifting a lot of water here. Rins is gaining in, but of course we had Maverick Vinales, who was superb on the Suzuki as well and gave us that win at Silverstone. He just left himself a little wide there, and the through back has come. Pol Espargaro, once the darling of Yamaha, now 2.4 miles per lap, I should say, to get it accurate. Look at that front end again. When he asked for a bit of gas coming out the turn, the balance of the thing just seems to spin a bit at the back. Nakagami very slightly because he went for the front. Wants a clear view of things, of course. He's not getting all that muck slung in his face.
Over the years, it's a very difficult track to overtake on, especially if you've got a bike that hooks up and accelerates.
Concentrate on hitting your marks when you can hardly see them. Valentino Rossi out a little wide, staying away from that white line, staying looks like he's asleep. Andrea Dovizioso, remarkable guy. Saw him at breakfast this morning.
He's the same. If he's had a terrible race, he's the same. He's just a level, mature, absolute
the season. That intelligent win in Argentina earlier on in the year. So Cal is our moment of the season. More about pace as this place gets a little bit wetter by the minute. Still the rain is coming. It's lighter than it was.
I'm just concerned Rossi's going to try and make it all on the brakes because that's what he's having to do. The problem is, eventually,
for these guys, they're chucking the kitchen sink at it. I can't imagine how much it's costing them. Just imagine the engineering that they've got to ram. He's, what, over half a second faster than everyone else. Pretty impressive stuff.
That's incredible.
Valencia, it's not been that great in recent years, but Andrea Dovizioso is looking for this race. 9 wins that Marc Marquez has had to be champion. Round 19, as we look back at a resurgent.
Important, but it's also important what he said. They've got now Pol Espargaro back, who's fit. I mean, so anyway, he's fit now, and they're certainly looking forward to next year. Obviously, getting Johan Zarco.
Well, we're going to see quite a lot of Lorenzo, aren't we? Because he's going to be at our end of season party. So 9.8, 299.8.
Yeah,
exactly equal.
Well, we saw in qualifying.
Hasn't he? He's just got that confidence in the front end. Valentino Rossi. Now then, has Rossi got the Ritter the old goat's made of? 39 years old. Sodden soaking through for Rins, but there's no doubt about it. This is the man that many young
really good on the second half of the track, where you've got the acceleration points out of slow corners, twisty corners.
Okay, the gap 1.9 at the line. It said 1.7 on the board.
Sections. He should close the gap on Dobby. The problem is the last two sections, Dobby stretches it.
Wadici, Michele Pirro. This is how he did. Oh, that's a great move. That's pretty brave in the circumstances.
It's very brave.
But Dobby, 1.9 at the line last time. I wonder what it's going to be next time we hit it. Dovizioso looking.
Manages to squeeze it out.
You rarely, I should say, see an ideal lap from one motorbike measure. Absolutely incredible. Look at the eyes on Dovizioso. Looks like he's concentrating a bit.
Just a bit. And all you're doing at
the 2.4.
Yeah.
That is not down to Dobby. That is. Oh, down has gone Alvaro Bautista. So, turn 12. We've seen that all weekend, haven't we?
Probably seen 30, maybe more. 40 crashes there over the weekend.
Dovizioso found an extra half a second in that last lap. He might have, but I doubt it.
No, it was
event of the year. 5 laps to go, coming up. Dovizioso leads. Spargo, a fantastic 4th place for the KTM. So, Espargaro 9th, that's great, in front of Happy Shireen. Stefan Bradl in for Cal Crutchlow 11th, Redding, Lorenzo.
That Ducati, Keith, are so good. We've talked about it all year, but in these conditions, that's when they come into the...
Pit Vira, you got a quick look at Pit Vira there, and got to say, a 4th place for KTM is going to be a special. Came through the Tech 3 team, looked brilliant at Tech 3.
Yeah, I mean, he was incredible in Moto 2, wasn't he?
They dropped Yamaha for the first time in, what, 20-odd years, that Hervé Poncharal and Guy Coulon have been with Yamaha.
A lot of information is the most important... Oh, someone's down!
It's Rossi! Rossi's down in the dirt. Valentino used to go down there a minute ago. Now it's Valentino Rossi. Talk us through it.
Well, you just tip in. I bet the rear comes round on him.
Race. He's going to rejoin, of course. He will get points because there's only 15 riders out there at the moment, but that does podiums. If he can make it to the end, keep your head, Pol Espargaro. Michele Pirro is closing it if he can.
A podium, I'm pretty sure he hasn't, in Motogp, and he's 2 seconds behind with 4 laps to go.
Michele Pirro, and he was a winner here in Moto 2 in 2011. Just to give you a Michele Pirro.
About that.
Michele,
yes,
racetrack, winner in Moto 2 2011.
But it's been, let's be honest, let's be straight about this, it's been a disastrous, but what a way to finish it, get their first ever MotoGP podium.
Problem you have here, it's all can, to keep the right temperature in them, because that's your biggest danger.
You're right.
Over moving water.
And it's funny you say that last one
has basically stopped. Andrea Dovizioso is going to get to the end. We have 2 and a bit laps. 2nd place for him will be the best of the year. Absolutely fantastic to end, but he's got himself sorted. He's back next year, of course, with Suzuki.
And wasn't
4. So you know now he found himself again getting the flick. He goes to Aprilia next year. 2 laps to go. The suffered some unfortunate crash. Likewise, the man in 3rd place. Pol Espargaro still in that podium finishing position. KTM's was Bradley Smith, who's down in 8th place on the KTM in this 2nd rerun.
And Bradley's in a...
Over Vinales, who was closing in on him. There was only 2 points between the 2. Oh, hang on. So Valentino Rossi's got that. It just looked like he was aquaplaning slightly. You don't want to be on that paint. That scares you when you go out.
Who? Rossi? Yeah, Rossi's 13. It was closing in on Jorge Lorenzo.
Leads by 5.7 seconds from Pol Espargaro. Has 1.8 seconds back to Michele Pirro. Mike Light in Valencia for Ducati will be very special indeed. It's been 10 years since we've seen Valencia. Just got to hold it together, keep out of the puddles, keep off of the paint.
Grand Prix almost won that title as well, and it is this consistent, immaculate style.
Out of the final chicane, over the line, he's almost there now. Andrea Dovizioso then has a short line. Andrea Dovizioso wins the Grand Prix of Valencia from the Suzuki of Alex Rins project as well. Pirro comes across, he's a wild card on the 2018 Desmos Adichie in 4th. Evan Bradley Smith, after pushing the bike back out of the sandpit in the first part of today's race, gets 8, fell off a little earlier on, has remounted, and that for me still marks that it's the measure of the man.
Place, finish there, that's his best result of the year. So we'll be pleased with that. What a way to sign out all round, hasn't it?